as well as livesoapschool.com, and to everybody checking in from the Baraka clan this Thursday. Hello, hello, hello. We are going to be making a recipe that's available right on the Baraka webpage. Let's see who we got checking in already. Amelia. Hello there, my dear. Thank you for joining us. We also have a Gullah girl coming on saying, hey, hey, how are you? Now, I'm going to do something now, guys. Now, sometimes you do it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you do it, and sometimes you don't. Please click that share button. Let me see if we can get the algorithms to do what we need them to do. Let me see. If I come to my page, if you don't know how to do it, we're going to do it together. We're going to go to wherever you are watching, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Periscope. There is a share button somewhere. And I can see that we are up to oh, darn. Hate to hear myself. We're up to about 36 people within the first minute or so. So let's see if we can double that. So you just click on the share button and say post. Oh, where did I share it? Oh, I think I shared it to my own page. All right. We also have, you like to pick in the pot? Well, I'm glad. I figured, because we're only using one pot, but I figured it would probably be a great idea to do it this way. Sensory Flight is saying hello. Oh, those numbers are jumping. As you are coming on, please be sure to let me know you are here so that I can actually say hi to you, shout out wherever you are watching from. Let me make sure, if you have said something on Facebook, those comments have not come up. You for sight, do you mind running the basis for me so that I can actually see that you all can comment and I'm actually seeing those comments? Because I see that we have people there. Let's check this page. I see that you all are there. You're just not commenting much, which is okay. I just got to make sure that if you do comment, I'm able to see it, which is always a good thing. Where do you get your essential oils? Pig Poker, very good question. Because I have gotten that question so much on these broadcasts, I have dedicated an entire blog to where I get all of my ingredients. The one ingredient that we are using for sure is Baraka Shea Butter. But every single place that I go to get the supplies that I use are listed on the blog. So if you head over to livesoapschool.com and go to supplies and ingredients, they are a listing of several vendors that I use. Let's see. Kia is checking in. Well, hello, Kia. How are you? We also have Shannon Nelson. How you doing, Shannon? Drea has hopped on over. She said Facebook don't like to talk so much, so she came over to the good side. Baraka Shea Butter Philippines. Good morning to you. I'm so sorry it's so early, but it's evening here. Jumping on Facebook. Thank you so much, Drea. Perfect timing. I was just thinking about lip balms for vending by November. Absolutely. Rose welcome to the broadcast. So guys, I'm going to give you the entire recipe, but you don't have to try and write it down. Take notes, because Baraka Shea Butter has actually put it on their blog. We're doing a recipe from their blog. Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? And what I have done is I have created a bit.ly link. So I'm going to call Bubble Bay up there really quickly so she can tell you where you can go to get this recipe that we're doing. If you want to make your very own lip balm, you can go to livesoapschool.com/lip balm and the number 1. Bubble Bay is giving it to you right there, right there. You are looking down at the soap cam. Very cool. How do you do your scopes? I turn my camera on and just keep it moving. Keep it moving, sunshine. Looking good on Facebook. Thumbs up on audio and video. Mic check 1. I'm going to get closer to the mic. Step to the mic, Carol Ann. 1 2 1 2. Looking forward to it, and your sound is great. Number 1, I have to shout out Soap Nation. If you guys don't know, we have people that are going around. Drea, You for Sight. They are indoctrinated members into Soap Nation. We have a very supportive community. And they're letting me know that, hey, you can't be in all places at once. You can broadcast, but you can't really tell how it's going down. So they are going around and they're saying, hey, everything looks great. Good to see you. So we're going to get on with it because, you know, sometimes, what's your upcoming soap flavor? Classically clean is what we will be making. I just had a custom order for an entire loaf, so I'm going to do 30 pounds of the classic clean, which is a men's scent. So guys, let's go to the soap cam, and hopefully you'll get a chance to see what it is that we're doing. You can melt all of the ingredients that I have in the microwave. But because we're in our faux soap studio, we don't really have the ability to like turn around, put the microwave on, put our ingredients in. So we're using a double boiler system. And what happens with a double boiler system is you're using the water that is boiling underneath to put your ingredients on top of. So I'm going to just sit that right on top just like that. And then we're going to use some very simple ingredients. Now, there is a method to my madness, guys. I do always start with the cocoa butter in the bottom of the pot because cocoa butter has one of the highest melting points, and it takes a while to melt down. So this recipe calls for cocoa butter, beeswax, shea butter. It also has some infused calendula. We'll talk a little bit about that calendula in a second. We have some avocado oil and some vitamin E oil. And the recipe that's on the Baraka blog does call for some essential oils, but I actually have some classic watermelon sweetened flavor that I'm going to put on there because my girls like to lick their lips and whatnot. So this actually has a sweetened flavor. And yes, I will order again since I just used my last bar. You never allow yourself to get to the last bar, Bernard. Never do it. Always. Well, I'm so glad to hear you'll be ordering more. Hey there, Laura. Checking in from the California side. So I'm going to get rid of Bubble Bay just in case you guys don't really need to see that anymore. Let's see. And I will pull her back up in a moment in case somebody is wondering, well, how do we get the recipe? It is on the Baraka blog, and I will make sure that we cover it during the broadcast as well. It looks like somebody else said something else. Oh, Drea was saying hello to her beautiful California twins. Bernard is crying like, I can't believe I did it down to the last drop. All right, so let's talk about these ingredients as we are putting them in. So the very first one that we're going to do is the cocoa butter. And depending on how much cocoa butter you get at a time, they'll either come in pellets like this, which make it a little bit easier for it to melt down, or it'll come in a really huge block. And that block is going to work out. You guys know how I always say, if you make soap, you don't need to go to a gym at all. So I'm going to go ahead and drop those in, and they're going to start melting down. And for the cocoa butter, guys, your recipe is going to call for 3 grams of cocoa butter. I just multiplied the recipe by 4 because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a little bit more. And Angela is saying, one at the end didn't work for me, but lip balm did work. Ooh. Well, all right. I don't know what the one is, but we'll see. Let me see. Let's close that down. Please tell Lorraine, hello there. How are you, Lorraine? Are you watching? And if you are watching from a watch party, guys, because a lot of people on Facebook do host watch parties. Unfortunately, if you're not watching on the channel that I'm on, I'm not able to see your comments. It's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just that I can't see your comments. So that cocoa butter is melting down. I'm going to turn our heat down because I had it on max. And so there's our cocoa butter. Now, the reason why we want to use cocoa butter is that it will really help to hydrate and nourish your skin. Then we're going to go ahead and add in our Baraka shea butter. The recipe, I believe, let me check, is 5 grams of the Baraka shea butter. That's how much you would need. But again, I multiplied the recipe by 4 because I wanted to make just a little bit more. She is on Facebook. Now, as you can see, my pan is kind of tilted to the side. Not so good, not so great. But, you know, whatever. We'll do it that way so it's not so it's not so janky looking. All right, so we now have our shea butter inside. The next thing that we're going to add is our beeswax, guys. Beeswax is extremely lubricating and moisturizing for the lips. That's also going to help us emulsify all of our butters that we're using in the recipe. So right here is the beeswax. I'm going to just pour that in and let that melt right with the other oils. And notice how I'm doing all of our solid ingredients first, and then I will go over to our liquid ingredients. So we're going to let that melt. You can give it a little stir. Sometimes it's hard to just kind of look at your ingredients and don't give it a stir. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let it do its thing on its own, because if you're melting it in the microwave, it's just going to do it that way anyway. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? But sometimes it's hard not to do it, so I'm going to put my little spatula in, give it a little stirry stir. Give it a little stirry stir. Now, the reason why I am holding off on putting our liquid ingredients inside is because I don't want that temperature to go up so high. We want to slowly melt these down and then incorporate our liquid ingredients. So far, we have done our cocoa butter, we have done our shea butter, and we've also done our beeswax. Hola, hola, frontiers from Puerto Rico. How you doing, Elsa? How you doing? How you doing? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Can beeswax and cocoa be purchased at a health food store? Yes, I would if you're not buying high quantities of it, like pounds and pounds of it, I would recommend going to a health food store before anywhere else. Other places are going to have, they're going to have additives in there. It's not going to be as pure as what you want. And remember, what we always talk about on these broadcasts is what you put on your skin goes into your skin. Make it natural soap by Zakia, or if you're a live soap school student, make it your own. And we have Yolanda checking in saying, hey, she has shared. Guys, if you don't know about Yolanda, you want to get to know that lady. She did an amazing unboxing on her channel. She got gosh, I can't even think anymore because you guys are talking. You guys are like, it's all coming at me. But she got the foaming whipped soap. She got the massage candle. She got the lotion. And she also got a box of soap. She is one of our #1 ambassadors for Natural Soap by Zakia. So we're saying hello to you. I hope I answered your question. Can beeswax and cocoa butter be purchased at a health food store? Yes. Elsa is giving us all the emojis. How much beeswax? So for this we used 4 grams of beeswax, but the recipe calls for 4 grams. But I multiplied that by 4 because I have quite a few of these little tins that we are going to be filling up for our lip balm. But if you just go by the recipe that is on the website, you're probably only going to need 1 or 2 of these. So 4 grams of the beeswax is what the recipe calls for. So as you can see, this is pretty much almost melted. I'm going to go ahead and add in our liquid ingredients. Now, our liquid ingredients, I was very excited about this because they are using infused calendula. Now, guys, if you're not connected with me on Live Soap School, shame on ya. Shame on ya. Connect with me there because we did a whole series on infusing your oils. And when you infuse them, New Media TV is here. Well, he has radio on there, but I know him by New Media TV. Hello. Can you use other solid beeswax? You most certainly can. You're very welcome, Elsa. You're welcome. All right. So what we have is some infused calendula in here. We also have avocado oil, and we also have vitamin E oil. That's all going on in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour that in because we want that all to melt together, guys. Now, I was on the phone with another soap maker today, and I was asking, I said, Joe, I wonder, can I use emulsifying wax? And the reason I was asking that is because sometimes with lip balm, they will melt. Even with, especially with this weather that we got around these parts, it's a little redonkulous, if you ask me. It's a little redonkulous, you hear me? And so sometimes, depending on how hot it is, like some days I have gotten in my car and it's 100 degrees. First of all, I ain't got no business being that hot, that darn hot. So everything is melted So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off and actually put this off to the side. I'm going to put this one over here that had our boiling water. I'm going to stay right there in the pot. Who's in the pot? Simple Lady Z is. But then we're going to keep our oils over here so that you can continue to watch them, because we want that temperature to come down on them just a little bit. So it's melted. Now, a lot of you know that we are vegan at Natural Soap by Zakia, and beeswax is not considered a vegan ingredient. So if you want to make this and you have all plant-based ingredients, you can replace it with Calendula wax. And what that is, that's a plant-based alternative to the beeswax. But we used beeswax. So the beeswax is going to give us the moisturizing qualities that we want. The shea butter that we used is rich in vitamin A and vitamin E, and we know our skin loves vitamin E. We also have the cocoa butter inside of here, which is going to help hold that moisture into your lips. So if you're walking around with dry lips, there's really no excuse. I just showed you right here in the pot that you don't have to do that. What else did we have? Calendula. So on another broadcast, we were showing you how to infuse your own herbs. Now, there's two things that you can do. You can either distill your herbs, where you're pulling out that plant essence, or you can infuse your herbs, where you are actually infusing the qualities of those herbs into the carrier oil. And the carrier oil that we used for the calendula, this is it here. This is the one that we made not too, you see that color? That came, let me put it right under. That beautiful amber color came from infusing those calendula leaves. And so all of those beneficial properties of that plant end up in the oil that ends up in the products, which is very, very good. So we used the calendula. We also used avocado oil. Now, the reason why we did avocado oil, which you could separate, you don't necessarily have to use avocado oil, especially if you have a nut allergy. I would say replace that with an almond oil. But the avocado oil will help to improve the absorption rate. So all of those butters that we put in there, that beeswax that we put in there, it's going to help that to penetrate your skin. Use same amount. Yes, you're using it as a replacement, so you can use that same amount. So I'm going to go over the recipe again. I have it written in front of me so I don't forget. It's the 4 grams of beeswax or the Calendula wax, 5 grams of the shea butter, 3 grams of the cocoa butter, 4 grams of the infused oil, and then 4 grams of the avocado oil. And then I just did a couple of drops of vitamin E. Vitamin E is an antioxidant, and that will help your oils not to oxidize, and our skin loves it as well. Hello, Emily. Very good to see you. But from the Philippines, Team Baraka. Hashtag Baraka. Clan is in the house. Say what? Clan is in the house. All right. So let me see if I actually remember. I'm going to have to come off camera for just a second because my thermometer is right over there. But in the meantime, if you haven't actually checked in and said, hey, I'm watching too, do that now. Do that now. Let's see. Oh, 138. We are at a great temperature to go ahead and add in our flavored fragrance. So the nice thing about this is it does have a nice little sweet taste to it. There's a little bit of sweetener inside, and we are using classic watermelon. It's a sweetened flavor oil. And for this, we only need about, I would say maybe tops, 4 drops. So we're going to drop that in. Maybe 5. Who's counting? You're counting? Okay, I was counting. Went low overboard, but that's all right. You don't need a whole lot. You don't actually need it. If you want to keep this 100% natural, you could do that too. Oh, you guys caught me? You saw me? Yeah, I did it. All right, let me go ahead and stir it in. Stir it up. Little darling, stir it up. All right, so that is actually at a really nice consistency. I would say go ahead and pour it into your containers at this point. So here are the containers that we will be using. It's like a 2-piece container. So they're pretty deep, and it will allow us to have a nice amount of the lip balm. If you get containers directly from the manufacturers, you do not have to worry about sanitizing them. Do you know what the sweetener is in the flavor oil? I don't think it's on here, but I can let you know. I will double check for you. I want to say stevia, but I know that's a lie. So depending on where you get your containers from, if they come sealed from the manufacturer, guys, you don't have to worry about sterilizing them. But let's say it didn't come like that way. Maybe you got it from a product swap. Smell it to make sure you added enough. Yeah, I know, like double check it, girl. Good point. I don't smell it enough. Let's give it a couple more drops. Couple more drops won't hurt. No, but where's my daggone? Hold on, guys. There are usage. Let me not just do it all willy-nilly. There are usage rates for each one of these, so you don't want to necessarily overdo it. But you know, this is for us. I'll overdo it for us. Because if you overdo it, oh look, it's getting thick. We're going to have to look, you see how it's sitting right on top? It's already starting to cool enough so that we can pour it. You know what I'm saying? Running my mouth. Don't run your mouth. It's trying to get to lip balm stage. Dang it, Gina. It's almost there. That's not almost. No, it's there. Dagdarn it. It is there. So if you were to melt this in the microwave, you would have that liquid state, and then it goes to this state. Some people will tell you to use stainless steel or glass bowls. I would concur with that, but dagdarn it, I don't have stainless steel this size. So we use what we got to get what we want. Say it with me. Use what you got to get what you want. All right, we're getting rid of that, and we're going to start transferring, because otherwise, Carolyn, we won't be able to do anything. So we're going to just scoop it at this point. If it was a little looser, oh, don't fall. If it were a little looser, we would just pour it. But, you know, we're going to do what we got. Don't do what I did. Don't talk the whole time. Just pour it in. And that thing wants to set up. And just like that, we have made our very own lip balm, guys. Look, the circle doesn't matter as much at this point because, like, you're not in the pot anymore. You're not in the pot, Carol Ann. You're just kind of hanging out. Here's that one. Sweetener is, I can never say that word. Looks like we're only going to get one of these. So I would say, depending on the size container you have, this is a 2-ounce container. And of course, I'm going to try it out for you guys in the raw. I need you to make shampoo because people are putting hair remover in the shampoo at Walmart. Lord. Hey, Chica. On my way to DC. You are always on the move. So if the kids do emojis, it's not me. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for letting me know. All right, so let's go ahead and get this other one in. I think we'll be able to get at least these two. Or 1.5. 1 and a possible. You ever play spades? How many you got, partner? 2 and a possible. What? What do you mean 2 and a possible? We need some certainty around here. All right. We're going to get 1.5. And now, as you can see, we have ourselves a lip balm that is intensely moisturizing. I'm going to get Bubble Bay on screen one more time so she can give you the link that has the recipe. And this is enough for you at home to make, and there's no excuse for having ashy lips or dry lips. And I'm just trying to get that even inside. And what I would say is you want to actually pour this before it gets to this consistency, guys. Pour it while it's still in a liquid state. And as you can see, once it hits a certain temperature, it will actually solidify. And it's going to get nice and hard. You guys got any questions? Because I've got answers. Send me certainty. Yes, I need some certainty in everything that we do. So if you are wondering about that infused calendula, here is what I can do for you or show you really quickly. And that is, so as you can, here is the lip balm. Let's see if it'll focus. Come on, focus. Wow. Just went to your blog for it so look helpful. You are very welcome, Pig Poker. Very welcome. Thank you for checking it out. Be sure to subscribe to my blog as well. I always post there. That was so quick and easy. And there's tons of recipes there, guys. Let me get Bubble Bay because I'm gonna mess up the address anyway. So let's pull her up. Come on, Bubble Bay, we need you. Stat. Oh, you called? Yes, I called. Here is where you can go. I hate to end a sentence that way. Here's where you can go. Please put the link up. So you can go to livesoapschool.com/lip balm, and that will take you right to the blog, which shows you exactly how to do it. And now you have this video that walks you through the steps. And as you can see, it's not difficult at all. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients, maybe 7 if you're going to use a sweetener or an essential oil. With those ingredients, in a matter of minutes, we've been on here 27 minutes, guys. We got ourselves a lip balm, and you can multiply that up to get a larger recipe. And again, if you are plant-based like Natural Soap by Zakia, you can swap out the beeswax with a Calendula wax. So there's our lip balm. My lips a little ashy. I got way too much. So we're gonna put her on. Put her on, Caroline. And it smells like watermelon. What smells like watermelon? Sing it with me. Put a watermelon emoji on the screen. I said emoji on the screen. I said emoji. All right, I'm gonna stop. But you can now see just how simple it is to make your very own lip balm. Thank you all so very much for joining. Now, I promised you one thing and I was about to forget. Let's say you want to infuse your own oil. I can switch the camera really quickly. Just make sure to find lip safe oils for the scent. Very true. Thank you for not muted anymore. Sorry about that. Miriam has put up a very, very, very good point. If you are going to use an essential oil in your lip balm, you see how I was all willy-nilly with putting the flavor drops in there? Look at my lips. They feel good too. And once this hardens, it'll be great. So you don't want to be willy-nilly with essential oils. They have contraindications. They also have, some of them are phototoxic. So if you were going to, like, I love the smell of orange. Well, orange or lemon even, if you go out into the sun, that could cause some issues. So you want to pay attention to what those usage rates are if you are going to use an essential oil. Thank you, Miriam. That's a great call out. So let's talk about infusing your own herbs. So we have infused about 9 different herbs. The one that we used today was the calendula, but I have several more that are under the table. What you want to do is dry out some herbs yourself. So depending on where you are and what you have available, you can dry out your own herbs. Once they are dry, you can put them in like a little Ziploc baggie to keep them. When you are ready to use them, this is actually a combination of several types of mint. This has it hits you when it opens up. This has some strawberry mint, some pineapple mint, and it also has spearmint, a combination of all of those. So what you want to do, can flavor oils for baking be used? Well, typically from the FDA perspective, the answer to that is no, because they are not approved for the skin. If you're using them at home, I don't know why that would be an issue, but as a certified soap maker, I feel like I have to tell you the rules and the regulations. If you're out of the United States, if you're going to sell it, you have to use approved scents, flavors, colorants that are on that approved FDA list. But if you're home making it for yourself, your daughter wants to make her own, your son wants to make his own, there's absolutely no problem with using a baking flavor. If I can eat it, why can't I put it on my lips? But you know. All right, so let me bring you back over here one more time. All right. You guys don't need me. I'm going to move me off for a second. All right. So, you get yourself a mason jar or some, and I'm going to keep these in the shot so it doesn't look like clickbait in terms of what we were making today. And then what you want to do is fill up, let me grab a glove. You want to fill up your mason jar about halfway. So for this one, let's say you got yourself some calendula and you have dried it out. And you typically can just leave it out, cut it, and then leave it out. Put it in little bunches, hang it upside down. That will dry it out. And once it's dried out, no moisture in there whatsoever, you should be able to crumble it in your hands and it not stay together. So we're going to fill this about halfway. Oh, I don't want the fresh herbs to go into our fresh lip balm. And I do have some stems on there. We should have got more of that stems out. So we're going to keep filling that. Just to about the halfway mark. Or a little more than half. Because you want your oils to be able to move freely amongst the herbs. You could fill this. I do half. Right there. And then what you do is you then fill it with a carrier oil of your choice. A light carrier oil. My preferred oil happens to be olive oil. It's very light. It's not as inexpensive as some other ones. And it has a pretty good shelf life, guys. I have a 40-pound container of olive oil, so I have transferred all of my oils into these smaller ones so that I can actually show you on the broadcast. So we have our olive oil, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pour it right on top of the herbs. Just like that. Oh, that's pretty. It's very pretty. And then we seal it. Then you want to get yourself a label. The label is where you are going to put what the herb is and the date that you infused it. Now, this isn't infused yet because we haven't added any additional heat. You can use your own heat. Let's look at that. That's so pretty. You can use, you can put it in some boiling water for about 4 hours, or you can put it out in the sun. But that's going to take a little bit longer. So I would say do the boiling in water, and then what's going to happen is this is going to take on all of those properties of the herbs that we just infused it with. On another broadcast, I will show you all how we distill our herbs. And distilling our herbs allows us to get the water essence of the plant. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this broadcast. We have gone over by a taste, but not too much. Thank you all so very much for joining, for liking, for sharing, for emojiing or commenting. Whatever it is that you did while we were live is always appreciated. If you want to see where to get the recipe, Bubble Bay is showing you right here. Thanks, Bubble Bay. livesoapschool.com/lip balm and the number 1 is where you can go. I am your friendly neighborhood soap lady, Zakia from Natural Soap by Zakia, as well as LiveSoapSchool.com. Thanking our sponsor, Baraka Shea Butter, for giving us some amazing products with their shea butter. And of course, remember, stay clean. Bye, guys.